Hi guys, Dogre here with a new video. In this video, we are going to talk about protection paladin or just paladin in general. There will always be people like me before that said that paladin is quite boring, right? Quite boring to level, quite boring to play, just like not so riveting gameplay, right? And obviously, that's kind of true. I think Paladin is kind of boring to level and to enjoy, I would say. But for the wrong reasons. Or at least you are not really doing what is supposed to be doing to have fun on Paladin. And that is AoE grinding. I think if you're AoE grinding, for example, like me, or like multiple other like Paladins before, I'm gonna pick a potion here, you are not going to have a problem with having fun. I can find a lot of fun just clearing mobs, multiple mobs at the same time. It is just so refreshing to be able to do so. The only thing that is very annoying is that you are going to lack backspaces like me, and I am like thinking between hearting to sell everything or just keep on grinding because I have fun with just hitting and bashing mobs. While I'm also questing, like again, I'm questing in Darkshore, I find a spot, I stay at that spot if I feel like the XP is good, if the whole zone is good XP or it's easy to clear. For example, I think zombies and skeletons are quite easy to clear for a paladin because I have multitude of possibilities for me to clear it faster. For example, here I have 2 mobs on me. I don't really need consecration. If I consecration, excuse me. If I want to consecrate versus one mob, then I just prefer to do exorcism because it's the same kind of damage, right? So, and it is kind of less mana as well. So here I have like a lot of easy time to just clear mob per mob or packs of mobs, and I have like a lot of like tools at my disposition, right? Try to clear myself, for example, on diseases, which is again something that maybe is annoying for some classes, but not for paladins because we have a disease and poison cleanse, and at higher level you get a magic dispel as well. Baked into it, so that's quite big. And like for example, I'm living at the edge of my seat, like 200 HP. Am I going to survive or not? But if I really want to, I just press Holy Light with the little mana I have. I still have Retribution, righteousness, excuse me, and I can basically just like clear that mob very easily. And like I'm always hitting, and I'm not even like doing super optimal stuff. Like I could be picking, for example, 6 mob onto me. I do a dynamite and I put consecration, maybe bopping myself to just make it even like easier for me, and I would be good. Now all my gear is like kind of broken because I got like again destroyed, and that is not a problem. Like I feel like even if you are like limit testing like me, it doesn't matter if you are really going to die or not, because it is part of like limit testing and part of testing out what is working, what is not working. And I do enjoy, like I really do enjoy playing my paladin right now. And that's something I didn't know I was going to enjoy, because the first time around, whenever I was leveling a paladin, uh, like again ages ago, it was in 2019, I was leveling as Retribution paladin and kind of got super bored, because to be honest, what happens whenever you're leveling as a Retribution paladin with a two-hander, which I have even farmed Ferrigan's Fist, and I used it for a whopping 10 minutes until I realized like I was better with a one-hander. I had a lot more fun with a shield and getting a lot of like mobs onto me. And Seal of Command is not enough fun for me to warrant speccing into it. So the first time around I leveled as a Retribution Paladin, like literally a deep red. And it was annoying to heal as well, because again, healing as a red is still, you can do that, but it's not efficient, that's for sure. You just need gear, obviously, but it's not efficient. And with this spec I'm running right now, which is 11, and then I'm going to go to 21, which is Blessing of Sanctuary. I should have stunned them. I will go for Blessing of Sanctuary, and then I will go back to Holy. That will be my raiding spec as well. I will be able to raid, I will be able to do whatever content I want to do. I'm gonna heal myself here, hopefully not die for the video. And obviously the talent, which is spiritual focus, is not working for me here, but it is what it is. But we're doing pretty fine, to be fair. It's fine. We're surviving. With these talents, so if we go Divine Favor and I go Blessing of Sanctuary, I have like still 10 points, 9 points to spend. I can still go whatever I want. I could like go even further into protection, get maybe one-handed weapon specialization, and I'll get more damage just in general with my melee weapons, which is not really the optimal thing. You could also go for Reckoning, obviously. If you're going for 30 points, you could literally get Reckoning. You could also say, look, I want to maybe specialize myself even more into Holy, so you could put all your points into Holy and get even further, so you can get Holy Power maybe 5 out of 5. You will not have Holy Shock, but you will have Holy Power. If you go 30 to 21, you could do that if you want to. You could also say, look, again, maybe I want to have a bit more flexibility and go Retribution. You can spend 9 points here, get Deflection, which is a great talent to add up on your DPS, because again, every time you're going to parry, it's going to reset your auto attack. And if you have a like slower one hand, for example with my Butcher, it is actually a big DPS increase, because again, I'm going to show you just like what I'm doing right now. Most of my DPS comes from my melee strikes. Like Consecration doesn't do too much damage if you don't have like spell power. Your Seal of Righteousness is doing okay damage, but it's not like wow, a whopping crazy amount of damage. That is certainly not the case. I still need the Plague Spreader, so I need to go back where I was. That's all. Like for example, now I'm just not going to press Conk, right? Just like AO, like just Seal of Righteousness and hitting the enemy. That's what will happen if you're playing two-handed, right? If you're playing two-handed, you don't want to get every single time, because again, you will not run a lot of intellect, because you scale out of strength and your melee strikes and whatnot. Like this would be the result, like literally meleeing, Seal of Righteousness or Seal of Command or whatever you're running, and that's it. And obviously you're going to live and die out of your procs, while with playing AoE type of grind build that you could have as a protection paladin, for example. I say protection paladin, but really just a paladin AoE build. You're going to have way more consistency, and you will know what you can expect. It's not like you're going to live and die by procs, and that's something very interesting. Again, I'm gonna take 3 mobs onto me. Maybe 4, why not? I'm gonna take this one as well. Boom. And then I'm going to dynamite. Just because I can. Ooh, I got 5 onto me. So that's going to be surprising. I'm gonna pot already. And normally it should be fine. Normally. I can also just Holy Light already in advance. Hopefully it doesn't help me. I forgot my blessing. I need to have a weak aura for that. But it's gonna be fine. Holy Light here, Flash of Light here. I can spam that as well. I'm gonna die here. So I mean, like I tried I tried to be cocky without like I used like the lesser healing potion instead of like the healing potion. So I was greedy. Because I didn't want to use my bigger potion. It is what it is. I think also I should not have spammed my Flash of Light too much. Should have maybe be a bit more aggressive. I don't know. I misplayed. I could also bubble and heal myself. I kind of misplayed there. But that's part of the journey. Like try to see what you can do, what you can clear, where you are safe to clear, where it's not a problem to clear. I use a dynamite for pretty much nothing, because I didn't manage to clear it, so obviously it's a wasted dynamite. I didn't kill anything, and also I had no blessing, so my regen was really bad. So that's all mistakes that makes you learn how to play Paladin in AoE situations. Which you don't have if you're doing 1v1s with your Retribution Paladin. You will not have that I would say wildness that you would have on your Retribution Paladin. You don't have it, while on your excuse me, on your tank Paladin, you will have that wild figure where you're trying to min-max. So here I'm going to potion because I want to use my lesser healing potions because I don't really need them. Now I might just die as well here, so that's gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna healing Holy Light here. I could also just do that. I think that's way simpler. Voilà, now I'm safe. So obviously with your Retribution Paladin you're not going to die as much as I'm doing right now with my tank, because I'm still like trying to limit test pretty much. I don't know the limits of my Paladin because I'm geared, so I want to have more mobs onto me so I can clear faster, more efficiently, have more XP per hour, and have fun while doing so. If I like do just 2 mobs onto me, it's not boring, but it's like predictable. And yes, I think if you're playing hardcore, you should not have more than 3 on you. Obviously, because then you would have problems like me where you're just going to die because you're not using your CDs, or even if you're using your CDs, you might even have like a mana issue, which is fine, right? That can happen. You can have a mana issue. But what I do, for example, on 1v1, I don't press conk. I think it is a waste of mana. I just put like a Seal of the Crusader plus a Seal of Righteousness. I'm good. And I could also do Exorcism if I want to clear it faster. And that's possible, but I prefer not to do so. I prefer to just like keep the mana for maybe a encounter where there is another mob spawning onto me. I can just take it directly. I'm not really playing like a spirit build here. Like, I'm still testing a lot. I have like a lot of pieces that have intellect, and I have some pieces with spirit, but most of my pieces are strength and stamina. So for example, strength I have 82 and stamina 107. What will happen is if I want to tank Scarlet Monastery or whatever, actually, I'm not going to run strength. I think intellect is just a way better stat for tank Paladin, because you are limited by your mana and your mana pool. And you will have to stop in dungeons anyways if you're running with mages. That's just something that can happen. I'm gonna try to get 3. Ooh, I got it. Nice. So obviously that's something that you should know, that if you want to clear. Oh my god, what is you doing? You want to kill me? Now I'm gonna greed again. Did a normal healing potion, lesser healing potion, excuse me. But we should be fine here. So I got 3 on me, and those are like high levels. Like I'm level 28. I'm level 28. I'm doing triple mobs onto me, and they are level 28, 28, 29 maybe. So that's something that if you're a warrior, getting 3 mobs onto you from the same level range is impossible. Even as a hunter, if you have 3 mobs onto your pet, if you're not BM for example, you're going to suffer. And even then, you cannot multi-shot because then they will go on you. You could maybe melee weave, like one mob onto you, 1 mob on the pet, and you can melee weave while you're shooting, which is fine. You can do that as well. But I do believe, like right now, I have the most fun possible, and I can't even compare compared with my priest. I leveled as a priest first on this classic fresh. So my priest is level 60. If you watch my videos, you will understand. I actually got bored very quickly on my priest. Like I was bored at level 40. I was really tired of like just healing and like wanding. That's not something that I would want to do. And it picked up once I changed to Shadow, where I actually actively pressed Mind Blast, Mind Flays. Wanding was a bit like on the background. You would still wand because it's still a very mana efficient way to clear. But it's not like super thrilling either. Like it's Shadow Priest. you are going to drink way more if you're going shadow. That just is what it is. Can I kill him fast enough for the cost not to? Okay, nice. Like, I leveled as a shadow priest. I really didn't enjoy too much. I enjoyed it. I still enjoyed it. So I raid as a shadow priest right now. I'm really just raid logging pretty much. And I even like have dual spec with disc priest, which you could be seeing as a smite priest pretty much, which I enjoy as well. So I'm going to use a potion, throw this potion away, get the healing potion. Oops, get the healing potion. I need to really like clear my bags. It's really annoying. But if I have to compare my paladin with my priest, like, this is just miles more fun. Like, every upgrade, also just weapon upgrades, is feeling way better on this paladin than with my priest. I know that at level 33 I will be testing out knightly longsword, getting a fast, like just a 1.5 weapon pretty much, and try to survive fast, like try to survive with just purely with your seal of light and or a seal of wisdom. Once you have seal of wisdom, it's going to be quite fun to do. Now, I am from the school of I like to have my melee weapon doing some good damage. So that's why I have, for example, a very slow one right now, because I don't have seal of light, I don't have seal of wisdom, so who cares? But I want to test a slow weapon, how it is, and a fast weapon. I know that the proc per minutes, for example, on seal of light and seal of wisdom is 25, so pretty much the slower the weapon, the more it will proc. So if you have like a 3.6 weapon, it will proc your seal of light all the time, for example. And if you have a 1.5 speed weapon, every 3 strikes you will get it, pretty much, something like that. It's like more or less depending on, like, if you're lucky with your procs, you could also proc it 2 times in a row, and then no procs for 4 times in a row. That can happen as well. But obviously that's going to be quite fun to test, like between a fast weapon and a slow weapon, what is more fun, what is clearing faster. I think the survivability is better with a faster weapon, but it will clear a bit slower. If you have like a competitive weapon, like I'm not talking like Butcher versus Knightly Longsword, because Knightly Longsword has more DPS, but in general, you are going to be able to see if you have a blue 33 weapon and Knightly Longsword, for example, try to see the same DPS. No, not the same, but it will not be the same, but like fast weapon versus a slow weapon, what is making you clear the mobs faster or more reliable? And I will test that, and we'll see if it's going to be fun to do. I think a fast weapon is always going to be fun because you're striking way faster. If you're doing Seal of the Crusader, you're going to like strike even faster, so that's quite good as well. But yeah, those are things that I'm gonna test and see. So again, I wanted to make this video to make you realize that Paladin is fun. Like, if you are like on the fence, you're thinking that you're still thinking about like Retribution Paladin being very annoying, unfun, literally alt tabbing every single time you're like clearing mobs. That is true. If you're thinking about Retribution Paladin and you're thinking about two-hander, if you're thinking about Seal of Command, Seal of Casino pretty much, that's great. You can still play that playstyle if you want to, and if you really want to alt tab every single time. But trust me, if you're having 4 or 5 mobs onto you, you're not having time to alt tab. You're trying to survive, you're trying to see for a holy light, you're trying to see if you're using a dynamite, if you like engineering like me, you're trying to see if you're going to survive that fight, you're going to see which seals you're going to use to survive that fight. You're not going to press Seal of Command and then just like hit that mob and just like keep on hitting that mob and waiting like this. Alt tabbing. Oh, looking at the football news today. Oh, Ronaldo has new holidays planned in Sweden. Nice. Like, those things you can do if you want to, if you're having a two-hander, you're doing Seal of Command, but it's quite boring. Like, I don't want to level like this. I want to like level with the edge really close to, like, I am about to get like into a graveyard, having to ghost walk into the way of resurrecting, or I'm going to enjoy the AoE fight to the fullest and have a lot of XP, and if I'm doing it well, I'm going to be able to XP way faster than a Retribution Paladin would ever be doing, for example. And one thing I also like is tanking and healing in dungeons. Like, I have the flexibility to do both, and nobody will notice the difference. Like, if I'm going healer, they are not going to see me as a tank. They're going to see me as a healer. And if I'm going as a tank, they're not going to see me as a healer. They're going to see me as a tank. While if you're a Retribution Paladin and you're going to heal as a Retribution Paladin, they're most likely going to see your gear. They're going to see, oh, but you're a Retribution Paladin, so we're not going to be able to do packs as much as, let's say, with a priest. And that's true. So again, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. We will do a 60 planner very soon for my Paladin and for you guys if you're interested for PvP and PvE. We're going to also do a build video very soon for PvP and PvE. The joy of having like the build basically be a good for everything build, and that's going to be quite fun to do as well and to show you guys. I'm going too hard because I'm not going to walk to there. That's way too far. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.